We'd like to welcome you, to this tape delay recording as the Cienega Bobcats face off against the Shadow Mountain Matadors. Here, Taka Barone alongside Jason Miller and Armata. Boys, this is to the state championship of Division II. The Bobcats, number 3 in the bracket. The Matadors, number 8. However, that number 8 rank is very deceiving.
It is. They're more like a 2-seed, Taka, and it's been a great day for Cienega High School, an historic day no matter what happens here tonight. The Bobcats will have their hands full against a very athletic Shadow Mountain Matadors team here, coached by Mike Bibby, starring his son, Mike Bibby Jr., number 10. And for the Bobcats, they have, it looks like a trio of seniors and a pair of juniors out on the floor. Shane Burton, of course, the point guard. Darren Biggs, Terrence Johnson with the basketball in his hands. Ben Thompson, number 3, and Jeff Summers, number 23. So 3 seniors, 2 juniors out on the floor right now for the Bobcats.
And on the contrary, you know, the Shadow Mountain Matadors, they have a very young team. 4 sophomores, 1 freshman, you know, and not to mention 3 of those sophomores are scoring in double digits every game. Carlos Johnson, 20.3 points, 19.2 from Mike Bibby Jr., and J.J. Rhymes with 17.9. So this is going to be a very close matchup between 2 very high-scoring teams.
Absolutely. You're talking about how young and inexperienced Shadow Mountain is. There's Bibby from 3, and he connects on his first three-pointer.
Now, with that being said, Bibby averaging 37% for threes, 95 three-pointers on the season. Perimeter shooter, outside shooter. You know, that's something we really have to watch as the game continues on.
Yeah, he's a mad bomber. He has no conscience when he's out there shooting. Terrence off the glass for the basket for the Bobcats.
Now, Terrence Johnson, 14.4 points a game. He's going to be a key to the Cienega basketball team. Already receiving offers from the U of A for athletic scholarships.
Yeah, you see J.J. Rhymes there for Shadow Mountain, his first basket of the game, 6'4". Everybody out on the floor for them is over 6'2". There's a touch foul here going against Shadow Mountain. I believe it's against Ben Ashby. That's his first personal foul. Ashby, a sophomore, one of 5 sophomores on the floor right now for Shadow Mountain. It's almost like Michigan's Fab 5, the storied Fab 5 with Chris Weber and Jalen Rose and Juwan Howard, and I know that there are a couple players I'm missing there. Terrence in traffic, he got his pocket picked by Bibby.
Bibby averaging 3.4 steals a game. First one tonight.
Ben Ashby off the mark from 3, rebounded by Harrison Hilliard. So you can see the size discrepancy here. The Bobcats are going to have to box out. We have an over-the-back call here. That's 2 fouls on Ben Ashby. So just like that, Ashby with a pair of fouls, and now you see an early substitution here. Carlin Brooks is coming into the game for Shadow Mountain. He's a 6'1" sophomore. And
I think that's a full timeout for your Shadow Mountain. Oh, never mind, 30-second.
So Mike Bibby, 30-second timeout. Now Jerry Connor is listed as the head coach here for Shadow Mountain. He was Mike Bibby's coach when Mike Bibby Sr. played high school basketball. And then, of course, everybody in Tucson knows the story about Mike Bibby leading that Arizona Wildcat team to a national championship in 1997. Well, here he is, 17 years later, coaching his son, who is a star for the Shadow Mountain team. But it's Jerry Connor listed as head coach. Make no mistake, it's Mike Bibby coaching this team. Just in terms of size, Bibby 6'2", Ashby 6'5", Rhymes is 6'4", Johnson 6'5", and Harrison Hilliard 6'6", and Carlin Brooks, who subbed in, he's 6'1", relatively short compared to the rest of those guys.
Now, what the Bobcats lack in height, they make up in athleticism. You know, all these guys, although they're shorter than the average basketball player, you know, they make great plays, they're speedy, and they, you know, contest shots and they make shots.
Shane, the runner, off the mark, rebounded by J.J. Rhymes. And he gets the ball to Bibby, who's calling a play here in the half-court set. Just the cachet of their coach, Mike Bibby Sr., gives this team a lot of presence. Traveling violation by Rhymes. Because Bibby was not only a star player at the collegiate level, the high school level, but an NBA player, a long, established, distinguished career in the National Basketball Association. He played along LeBron James with the Miami Heat, just a couple of years ago. So having him on their bench gives them cachet, gives them presence, and a little bit of savoir-faire. It's good. We are surrounded by Bobcat fans. There's no place I'd rather be bunkered down in. We're in this penalty box here at jobbing.com arena. Darren Biggs, Pinky Smalls, takes it up for a basket.
Now, hopefully, we don't have to use this penalty box for any unsportsmanlike conduct, but, you know, this is going to be a great matchup between two outstanding teams. It's all going to come down to who's the better conditioned team, as these two teams are very fast, very agile, and, you know, whichever team can't keep up, that's the team who's going to lose.
Beautiful floater. Hanging in air was Bibby, and the kiss, the very soft kiss off the glass. He's got 5 points here. Shadow Mountain's got 7. Terrence with the roll almost went down and off the mark. And Harrison Hilliard with the rebound gets it outside to Carlin Brooks. Brooks in the lane, too strong. Shane Burton a rebound. He got tied up. Possession will go here, remaining with Cienega. And you see Matt Johnson calling for a foul here. It is not to be. So something to be careful about here, because Shadow Mountain is very athletic as well. Sean Vassell checking into the game. He substitutes in for Ben Thompson. So one senior replaces another. Vassell, silky smooth, great ball handler, great on-ball defense. Rejected by Biggs. It was Rhymes challenging Biggs, and Biggs has hops to leap up to the ceiling here, to the rafters in jobbing.com arena. A couple of dunks yesterday. And some pushing there. I don't think a call, but the referee is just saying to keep it easy, boys, on the inbound pass.
Yeah, I think Vassell and Bibby were jostling a little bit, but, you know, this basketball game is going to be very physical.
Well,
so let's just hope that, you know, things don't get out of hand, kind of like a certain game that we saw here earlier today.
True, true. Darren Biggs, a rebound. Again, he can leap to the rafters, and his athleticism matches up with anything that Shadow Mountain has. Terrence Johnson, you can say the same thing about him. He's going to have to play a big game here tonight for these Cats to advance. Burton in traffic, the floater.
And a great job by Burton there. He's averaging 8.3 points a game, and he's 41% from the field. You know, that's something we need to keep an eye out for. Shane Burton's like Coach Johnson's little baby, you know, his treasure. He's one of the main factors and one of the main gears of this Bobcat team.
Terrence with a rejection. Tipped out. Here's Sean Vassell. He'll probably slow things down here. Gets the ball to Shane. Shane with a crossover. Off the mark on the pass here. And Summers from outside off the mark. Bobcats love to shoot the three-pointer, you know that. Hesitation. And we have a body foul here called against Terrence. Terrence was calling for a traveling violation, but it will be his first foul. Team first. Shadow Mountain has 2 fouls, both on Ben Ashby, as Shadow Mountain Darian Spotsville checks in. He's a freshman, 6'3". We have 3:19 on the clock here in the first quarter. Shadow Mountain on top, 7-6. Bobcats are they're not shrinking violets here, boys. They're not afraid of this matchup. Bit of a contact there, and Bibby smartly falling to the floor, drawing the foul on Sean Vassell. I don't know if this will be a 3. It will be a 3 free throw opportunity for Mike Bibby.
And these two have been going, you know, even though Sean Vassell's only been in the game for 3 minutes, these two are already going at it. So, you know, keep an eye out on that matchup, as Sean Vassell is going to try to keep on Mike Bibby all night.
Bibby gets a shooter's roll on the first one. He's shooting 78% from the free throw line. No surprise, you have a great ball handling guard. They always shoot well from the stripe. So giving him 3 free throws is basically handing him the keys to the car and saying, here you go. But a little bit of contact for sure, but Bibby savvy enough to be able to draw the foul with a little bit of a theatrical fall. We saw that earlier today as well, but there was some contact there. David Rauer has checked in here for the Cats with the basketball, and Terrence traveled, looking incredulously at the referee in disbelief, but there's the call.
And those are the kind of turnovers that the Bobcats need to avoid. You know, they're already trying to handle a very, very speedy and offensive Shadow Mountain offense. And if you're giving them possession of the ball, you know, easy points for them, and they have the opportunity to try to put this away early.
Terrence getting his hands in. Oh, nice interior pass. Extra pass. Shot was altered by Biggs. And actually, that was Leonard Moody who altered that shot.
Wow, look at that ball handling.
Recklessly through traffic. Biggs from the side. Oh, too strong. Nice little stutter step hesitation by J.J. Rhymes, the layup. And it was Moody on the last shot that was too strong. My correction, Leonard Moody, the junior, 33. Good ball handler, very athletic, good hops. Both he and Biggs altered that last shot on the previous possession. Shadow Mountain now up 12-6. Cats need a basket. Vassell reverse layup, there it is.
This is an amazing game. There's no crazy scheme drawn up. There's no special shoes involved. This is just straight man-on-man football, man-on-man basketball.
Well, that's a reckless foul there by Sean. That's his second.
And that's another foul on Bibby.
You see him, as they move down the court, you can see them mouthing at each other.
And they're going to be down each other's throat.
This is going to last all game.
Yeah, Sean is going to have to, he's got to stay out of trouble here because he is an athletic, great ball handling guard that needs to be out on the floor. Now you have Bibby at the line, 74% shooter. Connects on the first one. Ben Thompson back into the game. Shane Burton back into the game. And I know that the Bobcats like to go up and down the floor, but they may need to figure out how to slow things down a little bit. We have a foul discrepancy here. 3 fouls against Cienega and 2 fouls against Shadow Mountain. Did he make that second free throw?
He did, I think.
So 5 for 5 from the line for Bibby. He's got 10 points early. He's accounting for 10 of the 14. J.J. Rhymes has the other 4. Ben Thompson, Shane Burton, Thompson off the glass, too strong. Rebounded by J.J. Rhymes. Bibby shoots the 3, and he drains it. And he gives a little symbol over here saying, 3, what's up? He's got some swagger to him. You can say that for sure. When you launch as many 3-pointers and connect on as many 3-pointers as he has, I suppose you can have some swagger in your game. He's connected on 98 threes on the season, shooting 37%. He has 2 here early tonight, and he's got 13 points early. Student section we're looking at on the overhead scoreboard. The Matadors from Shadow Mountain, they're 27-3, 14-1 in their section, which is section 5. And they've been running through this Division II state bracket with ease.
Yeah, you know, that 8 seed that Shadow Mountain has, that's, I'm just going to say that's completely, that's just a lie. You know, they're 9th in the state. They're going against hardcore teams such as Corona del Sol, which is in Division I, who's on their way to the finals, state finals in Division I.
Yep.
So the Bobcats are they're handling a giant here.
They are, and it's almost like the ranking of an 8 is like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Biggs off the mark. Good rebound by David Rauer. Too strong. Thompson following. And the Bobcats will retain possession here.
You gotta start making the shots.
Jeff Summers coming back into the floor. Now, one thing that Cienega can do, if those 3-pointers start falling, they haven't hit one yet, if they start connecting on a couple of threes, that will give them confidence and allow them to get back in this game pretty quickly. Inbound pass to Biggs, and a nice little soft hook shot in the lane. He's got 4 points.
Biggs is doing an outstanding job with ball handling. Initially, he's under some pressure, but he's remaining calm, and he's able to retain possession in order to score some points.
Oh, Summers with a steal.
Oh, look at this.
Out to Ben Thompson. And there's a basket and a foul. Look at Ben very coyly with the ball fake, and he went up. Honestly, it looked like Spotsville did have position, but we get the continuation, the basket and a foul for Ben Thompson. Thompson is not afraid. He's 5'11", and he shoots from the outside. He's a great 3-point shooter. Here you have Frankie Trujillo, the sophomore, checking in. He's 6'4". He is size. I don't know if he'll be able to keep pace with these sprinting big men that Shadow Mountain have as Ben hits the free throw. And the Bobcats climb now within 4 points, 45 seconds on the clock. We'll see how Shadow Mountain tries to play this possession. But you can tell they love to run the up-tempo game. They don't take a lot of time on their possessions, even with 30 seconds left here. Interior pass to Hilliard. Pass off the mark. Terrence fights for that rebound. Gets it to Shane. We've got 20 seconds here, and Matt Johnson is calling a play. They're going to hold this for the last shot.
Well, they better be careful. Although they're holding that ball for the shot, Shadow Mountain, they're averaging 17.9 steals a game.
Errant pass there. Thompson was moving, and Terrence threw the ball where he was before. So a turnover and a gift here, 7.7. Plenty of time. Bibby with the basketball, nonchalantly dribbling it up here. You know he's going to take the shot. 2 seconds, 1 second. He didn't get it off. So nonchalant from this own end, from his own, I guess from the opposition's free throw line, casually dribbling it up as if he had all the time in the world.
Yeah,
he ran out of time.
He needs to be careful about that, you know. I understand that, you know, he can back up his game, but just playing like that, it might hurt the Matadors in the end because of just him nonchalantly walking up the court with the ball. It's, you know, it's a waste of a possession.
Right. They had a great opportunity there to extend their lead. They have a 4-point lead here at the end of a quarter, 17-13 over Cienega. Tonight's game is brought to you by Justin's, proud sponsor of AIA Sports, provider of AIA State Championship rings, Letterman jackets, class rings, graduation regalia, caps and gowns, high school diplomas, giving back to our communities through educator services and commitment to graduate. C2G. Justin's of Southern Arizona. Dream, believe, achieve. Play like a champion. Your friendly neighborhood. Justin's representatives Joe and Jan Grossi, father of Nick Grossi, one of our Bobcat TV crew. They are representing Southern Arizona and Cienega High School. C2G. Art, this is a big game. You called it already. It's a great game early. The intensity is there. The athleticism is there. It's a free-flowing, up and down basketball game, which is certainly fan-friendly and viewer-friendly to watch, and it's been exciting already.
Well, this isn't the story of Cienega and Shadow Mountain. This is the story of Tucson versus Phoenix. Once again, Tucson, they're little, tiny, small-town schools with 2,000 kids, and then the big, giant Phoenix school with their big shoes and their big kids and their expensive clothes. We've seen this story 1,000 times. As Phoenix usually comes on top.
Summers from outside. The roll is off. Look at Frankie battling down low, but it's off of his fingertips, and Shadow Mountain possession. No doubt about it, big market, small market, Vail, a very small, close-knit community. Phoenix, a sprawling megalopolis. 6th largest city in America.
Oh, look at that, great play by Summers.
Anticipating, and the layup.
Great job by Summers, able to steal the ball away. You know, a senior coming off the bench. You know, he averages 6.8 points a game and not that many steals, but, you know, that's still a great play by Jeff Summers, the senior.
Well, Ben Thompson was called for a foul, a hand check here. The longer that this game goes and the closer that Cienega can remain, the more dangerous they are. They believe right now, despite the athleticism, despite the size disparity, they are giving it everything here. Shot contested by Summers, but he's giving up some inches there to Darian Spottsville, who connects on his first basket. So the freshman, 6'3" Spottsville. They have size in spades and size galore and an abundance of size. Shane off the mark with that one, a left-handed shot. Here comes Bibby now, pushing the tempo and pushing off with his left elbow. Dishes it out. The jump shot is off the mark by Spottsville. And now Jeff Summers back with the basketball. He's been so good late in the season here for these Bobcats. Summers for 3. Oh, baby. Jeff Summers is feeling it.
You know, he's the X factor right now for the Bobcats. He's playing outstanding right now, able to take the ball up court, handle the ball very well, and that perimeter shot that he has, beautiful.
Yeah, very nice, and a huge lift for them, just with his shooting from outside and his guile. You see Harrison Hilliard there, contested by Trujillo, but athletic at 6'6", and a nice jump shot there, and he's got 2 points.
Oh, my
goodness. Shane holding that shooter's pose with the right hand.
And right there, Cienega's right back in it. And we can compare Cienega kind of like a vehicle on a cold morning. You know, initially they might be a little slow and rusty, but as the car gets going and the engine heats up, they're good to go.
J.J. Rhymes, he's got 6 points now, but on back-to-back possessions, the Bobcats have sprung to life from outside. It was Summers on the first 3, Burton on the last 3. They've connected their last 2 3-pointers, their only 3s of the game. 5:30 on the clock. Shadow Mountain up 23-21.
And we'd like to welcome any viewers who have just joined us as the Bobcats are trailing Shadow Mountain 23-21. You know, just great physical game so far, but with great skill. You know, Phoenix versus Tucson, as Art Mata said earlier.
A story that's been told 1,000 times. Big school, big city versus small school, small city. Nice clothes, nice gear, luxury. All the benefits that come with that, privilege. And we're dealing with an underdog here, even though the Cats are the 4th seed. Couldn't be prouder of our girls and boys. I'll say that early here tonight. Bibby with the floater, off the mark, grabs his own rebound. The putback, off the mark. There's Frankie Trujillo with the rebound. Gets the ball into Shane Burton's capable hands. He's the quarterback of this team. He is the heart and soul. He is Matt Johnson's prince, as you called him last game. Nice rebound there, almost by Biggs, who swooped in. And if he just gathered himself and gone up with it, he would have had a better opportunity.
Yeah, that's usually that's kind of unusual of Biggs, missing an easy inside shot like that. But you know, we can't always make them all. But you know, it's kind of just weird seeing Biggs miss that kind of shot.
Yeah, the athleticism is there. He's on par with anything that's out on this floor. Anything in the state of Arizona is the junior, Darren Biggs, at 6'4". Now we have a substitution coming in for Shadow Mountain, J.J. Rhymes. I want to call him Busta Rhymes. Malik Osborne is also checked onto the floor for Shadow Mountain. He's a junior, 6'3". I mean, you look at that roster up and down, top to bottom, and it's height and size.
And you can see they have major hops there as you saw that inbound pass. What a play by Biggs.
So athletic. Jordan Pace, 6'1", a freshman, is also checked in for Shadow Mountain. So they're running a deep rotation here, 9 deep are the Matadors. Nice pass and a nice backdoor cut.
Wow.
By Jeff Summers. Little bit of Hickory Hoosiers happening here. Little Princeton basketball with a back cut. Bibby for 3 off the mark and a flop. Shane Burton in traffic now, dribbles his way out of it. 3:50 on the clock, and we have a tie ball game, 23-23. Shane's mother is next to us here, and she is such an ardent, passionate fan for 4 years, plus her son's, all of his development growing up. Just one of the best fans, nicest people you could talk about. She's feeling it. You can feel the energy here. These Cat fans, the parents, believe that this team can do it here tonight.
And you know, I think this is the biggest crowd this arena has seen so far this week. There's a great atmosphere going on here as there's great showing from the Matador faithful and the Bobcat faithful.
Summers draws a foul. He'll have 2 shots. It's Bibby called for his first personal. That's team foul number 5 against Shadow Mountain. But Jeff Summers here has shown me something with his athleticism. The senior, we know he can shoot. He can shoot the lights out of the gym. He's a great outside shooter. But his athleticism here and his assertiveness, his aggressiveness coming out here, he's not timid. He's ready to go, and he's accepted the challenge, and he's given this Bobcat team their first lead of the ball game at 24-23.
And he's just a smart player, smart kid overall. You know, honestly, if we look at the stat sheet, you know, he might be one of those underrated players that teams don't focus on. But if you do that, you know, he's a dangerous player.
Connects on both free throws. Cats up on top, 25-23. Terrence Johnson back into the game for the Bobcats. Bibby around the screen, pushing off now. Interior pass intercepted by Summers. Now Darren Biggs has it. He'll run a little point guard here. We haven't seen any wrinkles in terms of defense from Shadow Mountain. They're playing a straight-up man-to-man. Terrence follows his own shot, gets a rebound, and gets fouled in the act.
And a great job, great physical play by the Bobcats. And if you look at the scoreboard, 25-23, that's the first lead Cienega's had all night.
J.J. Rhymes, Busta Rhymes, his first personal, team foul number 6 against the Matadors. You can see here in terms of body language, there's been a bit of a shift. Shadow Mountain is looking around, looking slightly uncertain, and Cienega is thriving here off the challenge, relishing the competition, and they're bringing it. That was all effort by Terrence. He missed the first layup, he missed the second one, went up the third time and got fouled. And now Mike Bibby calls a timeout, a full timeout for his Shadow Mountain team. He doesn't like what he's seeing either. It's very telling when a coach calls a full timeout versus a 30-second timeout. He wants to talk things over here and get his Matadors back and refocused and back on track.
Well, at the end of the day, me as an athlete and anybody out there who's watching who's an athlete, I'm just in complete awe at the way that Mike Bibby has coached this team. They're a complete dream team. Every single person shoots the same, they play their defense the same, they shuffle the same, they all jog the same. It's just amazing. It just shows how great of a job Mike Bibby's done with his team.
Well, you talk about a dream team, the 1992 U.S. Olympic men's basketball team. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Isaiah Thomas, Charles Barkley, I think Akeem Olajuwon, the dream, Patrick Ewing. You talk about all those players and all the talent on that team. He has an abundance of talent here in the Shadow Mountain Matador team. So I think your dream team comparison is an appropriate one. It's almost like the Justice League of America, the Green Lantern, Batman, the Flash,
Wonder Woman,
Superman, Wonder Woman. Of course, I think Hawkman, maybe Hawkgirl. There are others that I don't know about. That's a Cody question. He could just go down the entire roster and tell us. But they had talent and athleticism in abundance, an overabundance of it. Just a tremendous amount of skill and talent and ability, and they are very well coached, Art. You're right. All right, so Terrence here, this is his second free throw attempt. He missed the first one, and he connects on the second one. So Terrence has 3 points. We have 5, make that 6 Bobcats that have scored. Thompson, Burton, Johnson, Vassell, Summers, and Biggs. And Jeff Summers right now is the leading scorer for this Bobcat team. Hilliard outside, off the mark. Rebounded off the foot of Tariq Shaka. The freshman, 5'7", number 34, has checked into the ball game. So I haven't kept track in terms of how many players have actually been on the floor here for Shadow Mountain, but I think it's 10 players.
Johnson all by himself here. Oh, wow, great job by Johnson there. 1 on 4, and he wins.
Nice job by Bent, saved the basketball. Good hustle, but it's out of bounds.
You guys want to hear something really crazy?
Let's hear it.
Shadow Mountain has 1 senior on their team.
And he's averaging, I think, 2.9 points a game. Or, hold on.
They do have 1. It's Salem Sawane, who is their lone senior. And of course, he's over 6 feet. He's 6'1". So Shadow Mountain is a force in the present. They'll be a force into the future. Maybe the floater off the mark. Rebounded underneath by Carlos Johnson, who's been quiet tonight. Nary a point. And Darren Biggs called now for his first personal foul. In terms of foul trouble, only Sean Vassell has a pair of fouls. Ben Thompson has 1, Terrence Johnson has 1, and Darren Biggs has 1. Here's Carlos from the free throw line. And Carlos is shooting 70%. He connects on the first one. That's his first point of the evening. Now we have 5 Matadors who have scored here for Shadow Mountain. Connects on both of them. A nice fluid motion. 70% free throw shooter. Very strong percentage. Cienega cradles a 1-point lead with 1:53 on the clock here. A turnover. And Shane here with a smart foul. That's his first personal. 16 fouls here.
And that was a great job by J.J. Rhymes. Awareness, he took the opportunity to steal the ball. He did. He's ending up with a pair of free throws right here. Now the Matadors they have 11.9 steals a game, 3.7 blocks a game. So obviously, with those steals, they're a very speedy team. That's a lethal combination.
And Rhymes shooting 70% from the line. But Shane made an instant decision there. He's like, I'm going to foul this kid and make him earn his 2 points from the free throw line. He does, connecting on both of them. Shane typically does not get in foul trouble, so he has the luxury of being able to give a foul. Very smart, KG senior, the leader. Summers in traffic off the mark. Biggs had a hand on it and lost it. Now Bibby coming back the other way. Very fluid by J.J. Rhymes. He now has 10 points, 4 baskets, and a pair of free throws. so athletic. The Cats here might slow things down a little bit. Last 123. You don't let this game slip away from you a little bit, and you want to stay in contention. They're down by 3, 29-26. Nice back cut. Ben Thompson missed the layup, and Terrence scrapping for that loose ball. Possession favors Shadow Mountain. The back cut is there. When the back cut has been executed by Cienega, they've had opportunities. That's a layup that Ben Thompson typically makes. He was pressured there defensively, but he was off the mark. So 1:04 on the clock, Shadow Mountain 29-26.
You can tell Shadow Mountain's gonna try to eat up a lot of the clock here with this possession here. As Bibby's nonchalantly walking up court with the ball.
Three-pointer off the mark by Carlin Brooks. Terrence the rebound, out to Shane. Shane with a stutter step and the crossover. Extra passes. Biggs had a chance, and now he takes it into the lane, trying to dunk it. He lost it. He comes down hard on the floor. And right back the other way, it was Carlos Johnson. He's got 4 points now. 25 seconds, one last chance here for the Cats.
Biggs is a little wobbly off that last dunk.
And that was actually a very risky play there. And honestly, not the smartest play that they could have made. They needed points. They didn't need a flashy dunk.
Reach and foul there. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity. Fouls on Bibby. That's his second. And team foul number 7. So Shane, a 1-and-1 here. And that was a gift. He was trapped there. There were 2 Shadow Mountain players that were smelling blood in the water, trying to get the turnover and a quick fast break opportunity. Shane connects on the first one. He's got 6 points now. Entering the game is Ben Ashby, a starter for this Matador team who's been saddled with a pair of fouls that have kept him off the floor for an extended period of time here, the entire second quarter and most of the first. Shane on both of the free throws. Bobcats down 3, 31-28. 10 seconds on the clock here. Bibby the basketball midcourt, guarded by Thompson. A screen set up there and a switch on defense. Outside, shots off the mark. Summers with the rebound, and they hold on to it for a strong finish here at the end of the first half. Jeff Summers has brought his game here tonight.
And I definitely think it's because, you know, this possibly could be his final game unless he makes a difference on this team. You know, I'm not sure how many points he scored, Jason, if you can tell me that, but, you know, Jeff Summers right now, he's carrying the team on his back. He's rebounding. He's making those great passes, those great plays. He's keeping calm with the ball and just shooting the ball, and that's the reason why the Bobcats have 28 points and they're only down by 3.
Yeah, and both teams look fantastic on paper. Both teams passed the eye test. And as you look, the games being played, both teams match up equally. So who's going to show up in the fourth quarter is going to be the real question.
Yeah, Jeff Summers, to answer your question, Taka, has 9 points here. He paces these Bobcats. Shane Burton has 7 points. He's the second leading scorer. Ben Thompson with 3, Terrence Johnson with 3, Sean Bassel with 2, and Biggs with 4 points. Now, conversely, if you look at Shadow Mountain, it's Bibby, and we knew it was his show coming into this game here, and he's got 13 points. J.J. Rhymes has been very impressive, and he's got 10 points. And then Carlos Johnson with 4, Darian Spotville with 2, and Harrison Hilliard with 2. But the athleticism has been there. The only player who has connected on a three-pointer from Shadow Mountain has been Michael Bibby, and he's got 2 of them. Everybody else who has attempted a 3 has been off the mark. On the other hand, Cienega has Shane Burton with a 3 and Jeff Summers with a 3. So for a three-point perimeter-oriented team such as Cienega, who lives and dies with a three-pointer, to only have 2 threes in their ledger in the first half and be down 3 points is a very encouraging sign for this team. They've done it here with grit and with guile and with, honestly, with backdoor layups, staying in the basketball game.
And if Cienega is able to rebound the ball, which they should be able to do because they have a lot of big guys in there, you know, they'll be able to have more possessions in order to score. Right now, I'm looking at how Shadow Mountain plays. 2 of their players are actually shooting very well from outside of the perimeter. However, this is just an observation. Michael Bibby has been acting rather egotistical. He's been
Somebody shut him up.
exactly.
Somebody shut him up.
Well, we saw here earlier, if we're saying egotism here from the young sophomore with the great lineage and the genes, with a three-pointer that he nailed early in the ball game in the first quarter, right in front of us here where we are at in the penalty box, almost mid-court, and showing us the 3 symbol. He's got swagger for sure.
I did it back.
You did it back.
I did it back.
Nice.
Well, like, even with that 3 there, you know, he's had, I think, 5 other opportunities to score, and they're all one-handed floaters, and they're off the mark. I
True.
mean, I'm not sure.
He's connected on a couple of them.
Right.
But he's missed on a lot of shots too. I don't have shooting percentages. It's too much for me to tally in real time. But he's taken a lot of shots. He takes a lot of shots. And then for the season, right, he's shooting
43%.
43% overall from the field and 37% from three-point land. So it's a decent shooting percentage, right, because he's an outside perimeter-oriented player, but he misses a lot of shots, and he takes a lot of shots. And the one thing that you might be able to say about Shadow Mountain is they may be a little bit one-dimensional because they rely so heavily upon one individual scorer for this team.
They have, and that's, if I'm looking at the stats correctly, there are 3 of their players that are scoring in double digits while the rest of the team is scoring maybe 1 or 2 baskets on average a game.
Right. So they've got Carlos Johnson, number 23, who's a sophomore. He's actually their leading scorer. He's averaging 20.3. Bibby is their second leading scorer at a fraction behind at 19.2 points a game. And then it's J.J. Rhymes with 17.9. That's their big 3. They score the lion's share of their points, almost, well, let's see, 60 divided by 80, almost 75% of their points. It's a rough estimate. Mr. Chokel, if you're listening, don't judge me because I can't do math in my head. And Nate Gala, don't judge me either because I'm not great at doing complicated physics or calculus or pre-cal. That's way beyond me. That's a completely different language of which I will never be able to speak. So, yeah, but 3 of those players, Taka, scoring the lion's share of their points, and then Hilliard and Spotsville, very athletic players. I mean, the athleticism of those guys, their job is to go up and down the floor, get rebounds, play defense, and get putbacks, right? And for them, a putback could be a dunk because they all have the ability, their starters have the ability of elevating above the rim and throwing them down. But what we've seen here in this game is Cienega battling. It's a battle of wills. They have not wilted under the pressure. They have not folded under the athleticism. They have scrapped. They have battled. They brought it here tonight, and it's testament to Coach Matt Johnson and Jeff Folds and Matt Reese and their entire coaching staff in terms of what they've instilled in this team, the toughness that we've seen, and that toughness was on display at the Sean Elliott Gym, another great U of A player at Choya High School, when we really saw what this team was made of in terms of their intestinal fortitude and their resiliency and the resolve and all those kind of things. So any last thoughts from you guys before we take a break going into halftime?
For the Cats, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So a lot of mouth running here in Tucson. Well, now it's time to open up your books.
Yeah, they're the last team alive from Tucson in the men's Division II state playoff bracket. Congratulations to the Cienega Bobcats girls basketball team making it to the championship game. What a dream season it's been. The dream is still alive here at jobbing.com Arena. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the second half. You're watching exclusive Cienega High School basketball on Bobcat TV. For Art Mata and Taka Barron and our entire team, I'm Jason Miller. We'll see you in a few.
We welcome you back to the Jobbing Arena here in Glendale, Arizona, as the Bobcats trailed Shadow Mountain Matadors 28-31. Taka Barone, Art Mata IV, and Jason Miller on the call. So far, fellas, it's been a very intense game, very physical game. It's been all about rebounds. It's been all about those great, easy shots. Art, what do you have to say?
What I have to say has already been said, Taka.
Good to hear, Art Mata, and Jason Miller joins us back with the action.
All right, I was just talking to Darren Biggs' sister, Carla, and Darren is her baby brother. Super athletic, having a great game here tonight. He's bringing it. Nice pass to Terrence from Darren.
That's exactly what the Bobcats needed to start off this half. An easy basket, and possibly the start of a huge momentum shift.
Cats down a single point, 31-30. Outside shot off the mark. Rebounded down low, stripped by Biggs. And here comes Shane to Terrence. Terrence to the basket with a layup.
And a great job with the strip from Biggs. Very physical. You know, he got his mouthpiece got knocked out of his mouth, so that just shows the sheer physicality of this Bobcat team, and I'm not sure what's going on here.
They called the foul on Darren. I didn't see it like that.
It was a ghost foul. That's all I can say, Jason.
A good sign here for Cienega is that Terrence has sprung to life in the second half with a pair of baskets. He now has 7 points.
Now, I'm not sure if that was a charging foul there.
I think that was on Darren also. That's costly. He's got 3 fouls now, just like that. So just 54 seconds into the second half and a pair of quick fouls. Carlos Johnson from the line. He misses the first one. He's a 70% free throw shooter. He's got 4 points here. He's the third leading scorer on this team for the game. And he connects on the second free throw.
Now the Bobcats need what Terrence Johnson just did right there. 2 easy baskets and a momentum shift.
Shane called for a travel. Well, it's interesting that Carlos Johnson is our leading scorer. He's off to a slow start here with just 5 points to this point. He's got the ball in his hands. Baby from way downtown, off the mark. Hilliard with the rebound. He's so good inside. Good defense there, up and down. And they're calling it a jump ball. Shadow Mountain retains possession.
I'm really confused about that.
Yeah, I am too.
Frankie Trujillo checking back into the game. They've got to buy some minutes here for Darren, who comes off the floor with 3 fouls. They've got to protect him, and that's a huge loss.
A trapdoor pass right there. An easy basket for Shadow Mountain.
J.J. Rhymes. He's got 12 points here for the Matadors. Shadow Mountain up 34-32.
Wow.
Shane with a floater. Shane has 9 points. And Ben Thompson lost his footing, takes some time to get back up. Shadow Mountain sending some screens outside. And there's J.J. Rhymes.
That was a great screen there by Pace, the freshman, number 15. Able to knock Ben Thompson off his feet and give an open shot for Shadow Mountain. Great job by Pace.
Ben Thompson for 3. That's a huge lift for them. His first 3 of the night. He can get hot very quickly. Offensive foul.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear the
They can hear it. They can hear it.
Carlos Johnson, the offensive foul. And Darian Spotsville comes in replacing Ben Ashby. So there's a back-to-back lift of momentum. Cienega has reclaimed the lead at 37-36 on Ben Thompson's three-pointer. He can shoot it.
Wow, look at Summers with huge hops there.
Right. Pass is a high flyer. Almost airmailed. And Ben is looking for the three-pointer. He's spotting up in the corner. Here's Terrence from downtown. In and out. So rolls out of the rim. But it's nice to see these Cats. They know their game is oriented from the outside. They've got to hit some three-pointers. Nice crossover by Johnson. Rebounded. Lost. J.J. Rhymes the rebound, and we have a foul interior. I think it's on Frankie, but it's actually on Terrence. So Terrence is second. Terrence showing some negative body language here. He's got to stay positive, stay upbeat. J.J. Rhymes, very impressive. 59% from the line. He's off on that one. He's got 14 points here.
This next free throw is going to be crucial to see where the momentum shifts for this quarter.
He's actually the leading scorer of the game. He's got 14. Mike Bibby has 13 for the Matadors.
Great job by Trujillo with that rebound. Something the Bobcats really needed was to make sure that Shadow Mountain did not get that ball back in order to score 2 easy points.
Ben Thompson guarded very closely by Rhymes. Shane in the paint. The hook shot off the mark. Rebounded by Darian Spotsville, who's looking to push up the tempo again out of the wing. Here's Bibby in the lane, the floater, and he connects on that. I'll tell you, he's missed some of those, but he's made some of those shots too. It's part of his repertoire on the offense. He's got 15 points now. He is the leading scorer in this ball game. Sean Vassell getting set to check back in. Frankie from the wing.
Wow.
There's Frankie Trujillo. That's a big lift for them. He does not provide offense, but he's showing the range.
Well, let's see what you can do here.
Ooh, a touch foul there, very touchy. I brought some mints, but I forgot my Tic Tacs. There was a ticky-tacky foul against Frankie Trujillo. That's his first. Here comes Sean Vassell. Here comes Ben Ashby. The Bobcats need Sean to stay on the floor and play the game that he can play. He's got to fulfill the role of athleticism here, which is lost by Darren Biggs being off the floor. Think about this here. A second foul is going to be called on Frankie Trujillo, just like that. So there's 2 on Frankie. Fouls are now a picture here as we have 5 fouls against the Bobcats, just 1 against Shadow Mountain. But think about how Cienega has battled here without Darren, who's been lost for about 3 minutes and 10 seconds here in the second half. It's testament to their willpower as J.J. Rhymes connects on the first free throw. 3:57 on the clock. Tie scored at 39.
Great rebound there.
Oh yeah, he got hammered. So that foul's on Carlos Johnson. Let's see the number here. I want to make sure that I'm sure about that. Okay, Ben Ashby. So Ben Ashby called for his 3rd foul. If it was on Carlos Johnson, who was in that scrum there, it would have been his 3rd as well. There's a touch foul. That's on Darian Spotsville on a hand check. So some evening up here in terms of the foul situation. Shadow Mountain has 3 fouls against them. Cienega has 5 against them.
Oh man, very touchy situation right there. Good job by Burton.
Yeah, really nice job of corralling that errant pass. The Bobcats brought their game tonight. Really being contested. Frankie Trujillo getting hammered. Summers on the follow, too short. And now Shadow Mountain running again. Nice defense by Frankie with the body, the rebound. Scrapping for it. Outlet pass. Intercepted and out of bounds was Bibby on the line. But look at the spark that Frankie Trujillo's brought for this team there, down inside with the physicality. He got the rebound, he played defense, he has 2 quick fouls called against him, and he's looking for the outlet pass. A good idea, and it was picked and read by Bibby. Trujillo with the basket, too, from the jump shot along the wing. 3:07 on the clock, 39-39 in this Division II state semifinal game between Shadow Mountain and Cienega. Frankie in the lane, goes up and gets hammered, tips it up, and here's Shadow Mountain coming back. It's Carlos Johnson over to Darian Spotsville. Spotsville in the lane, too strong. Summers off his hands out of bounds, and Shadow Mountain retains possession. This is an exciting basketball game.
Yes, it is.
And Jason, I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome any viewers who have just joined us. Cienega and Shadow Mountain are deadlocked in a great game for the Division II semifinals, 39-39, with 2:45 left in this quarter.
Rhymes has 17 now after that layup. Nice pass, the bounce pass by Ben Ashby. And now we have a timeout here taken by Cienega. Matt Johnson lobbying one of the referees here, asking for something. We have a 30-second timeout. And the Cats are down 41-39 with 2:34 on the clock in the third quarter. It has to be slightly intimidating as a coach going against Mike Bibby. U of A all-time great player, NBA All-Star, great career, and he's got the aura around him. But Matt Johnson is not daunted here. He's a great coach. Several times when we were in the old affiliation of the 4A conference, he's a two-time coach of the year in 4A, I want to say Keno region for the Bobcats.
Yeah.
So he is an excellent coach, a great player in his own. He can throw it down. If you've ever seen Matt Johnson play basketball, fluid, athletic, he can play with these kids out here on the floor right now. He's still in great shape, but he is not afraid. So testament again to him here on the bright lights of the Jobbing.com arena. And these kids from Cienega High School have brought their A game tonight.
Oh, look at this matchup right here. Shane Britton, Mike Bibby. Oh, that's going to be something exciting to look out for.
Summers in traffic. He draws the foul. So the foul's on Darian Spotsville. That's his third.
Number 2, Carlin Brooks.
Oh, excuse me, that's Carlin Brooks. So Carlin's first foul. Summers from the free throw line. And Summers is an 86% shooter. He is their best statistical shooter from the free throw line. Something to keep your eyes open for. He's got those orange socks going for him here. Connects on both free throws.
This game's going back and forth, back and forth. It's just a stalemate. Two great teams, two outstanding and efficient shooting teams. Man, what a game to be watching, and what a game to be commentating.
For sure, great rebound there by Summers. Vasso got it hacked in the act by Ashby, but there was no call. I think the ref, at least from the other side, couldn't see it. He was blocked. We had the angle on that. We saw the contact. The trailing ref here along the three-point perimeter could have seen it, but he did not make the call.
Yeah, let's be honest here, you know. Refs aren't always perfect, and, you know, that's probably something that the ref's going to keep an eye out for from now on.
Sure thing. Darren Biggs back on the floor. Shoots the three and connects.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. That's what the Bobcats needed to get right back into this one and to tie it up.
Well, they're up now by 3.
Oh, excuse me.
And there's Biggs with the rebound. Getting harassed along the baseline, gives up the pass, and there's J.J. Rhymes with another basket. He's got 19.
J.J. Rhymes is averaging 17.9 points a game, 1.5 steals, and that steal is obviously very vital for that Bobcat team. Excuse me, for the Matador team.
Here's a foul on Bibby now. That's his third foul. So the fouls are becoming an issue, and they're becoming a storyline here in the second half, as Shadow Mountain has 5 fouls against them. Cienega has 5 fouls against them as well, and Darian Spotsville has checked back into the game, substituting for Ben Ashby. Cats are finding something here, taking the ball to the basket and drawing contact. Vassell all the way to the rack, just misses the finish. Boy, if Sean can find something here, that would be a huge boost. Three-pointer in and out for Carlin Brooks. Now it's Carlos Johnson. He loses the basket. And Rhymes, an air ball, followed by Johnson, and swatted out of bounds.
Look at Sean Vassell getting a swat right there.
He's got the hops. Very underrated player in terms of his athleticism. I would say in terms of athleticism, you have Darren Biggs and Taron Johnson, who are arguably their most athletic player. I think Vassell's their third most athletic player on that roster.
Oh, off the fingertips of Johnson.
He's arguing here, he's getting pushed. So Carlin Brooks is pushing him with the body, and Terrence is asking and lobbing to the official, look, he's pushing my body here, come on. 49 seconds, third quarter. Bobcats up 44-43. Well, there's Rhymes. He's got 21.
Nice tip in by Rhymes. 5.9 rebounds a game, second chance opportunity, and that's 2 points for the Matadors to lead the game by 1.
Yeah, Rhymes is a top-tier prospect here. I can say that with authority. Is the sophomore at 6'4". He has that kind of frame and athleticism that college coaches drool over. 18 seconds here, third quarter. Shadow Mountain up 45-44. Vassell being guarded by Bibby. Vassell lost the handle. A little mano-y-mano there. Don't know if that was necessary. Absolutely there by Sean. He's grimacing here. He knows he may have made a small mistake here, but I like him having the willpower to take that challenge and accept it. He's playing defense now on Bibby. Switch here. Burton is guarding Bibby. Outside jump shot, way off the mark by Carlos Johnson, whose shot is missing in action right now. Carlos has 5 points. 3 of them are from the free throw line. He's got 5 points, only 1 basket, nothing from outside. The only person from Shadow Mountain who has a three-pointer is Mike Bibby, and he's got 2 of them. Having said that, Shadow Mountain last night against South Point Catholic High School found their rhythm late in the game, and Bibby in particular found his shooting stroke in the fourth quarter. So something to keep in mind as we go into the fourth. Shadow Mountain up 45-44.
It's all going to come down to this. Whoever really makes use of their possession, whoever rebounds that ball, whoever goes the extra mile to retain possession is going to win this game. This is a great game so far, and you know what? The final 8 minutes is going to be the most vital to see who goes to the state championship.
Yeah.
Tonight's game brought to you by Jostens, proud sponsor of AIA Sports, provider of AIA State Championship rings, Letterman jackets, class rings, graduation regalia, caps and gowns, high school diplomas, giving back to their communities through educator services and commitment to graduate. C2G, Jostens of Southern Arizona. Dream, believe, achieve. These Bobcats from Cienega High School have achieved. They're dreaming and they are believing right now. It's 1 quarter. And an entrance in the state title game is up for grabs.
Oh, unlucky there for Biggs.
Almost got the friendly bank. Well, there's a three-pointer by Carlos Johnson.
And they can't leave Johnson wide open like that. Easy shot for him, easy 3 points.
Yep, he's got 8.
Wow, great athleticism.
Ben Thompson off the mark.
You can't be going for crazy shots like that. You got to keep the game in reach.
That's his game, though. He's a three-point shooter. Biggs trying to draw the offensive foul. Gets the rebound from his back.
Great job by Biggs there.
Here comes Shane. He's got Thompson on the wing. The bounce pass, and here's a layup by Ben Thompson.
Exactly what the Bobcats needed. They just need to get points. This game, 2-point deficit. Bobcats down by 2.
Thompson not afraid. Cats down by 2. Timeout by Mike Bibby. A 30-second timeout. Great job there by Shane Burton, splitting a pair of defenders. It all started with Darren Biggs, who tried to draw the offensive foul. From his back, he corralled a rebound, got it out to Shane. Shane weaving his way through traffic, and Ben Thompson was on the weak side there, just waiting for a pass. Great bounce pass. Bibby couldn't defend 2 players, and then Ben Thompson with the layup. Ben Thompson right now has 8 points. And Jeff Summers is still the leading scorer from Cienega with 11 points. But Shane's played a great game. He's got 9 points. but he's done a great job here of quarterbacking his offense and keeping everything under control. Bobcat fans believe. You know, I need to throw a shout out there to Tina Ellers. She is a sub-coordinator from Cienega High School, and she chaperoned a spirit bus from Cienega High School up here to Glendale at the Jobbing.com arena. So big props to TL, who was the chaperone for the spirit bus, and also to those students who rode the bus. Shooter's roll for JJ Rhymes. He's got 23.
It's going to be all down to how these teams use their last few possessions in this final quarter. If they score here, then that's good on them, and, you know, they have an opportunity to win. If not, then, you know, they might as well just give the ball back to the other team.
Shane off the mark. He was pressured there by Harrison Hilliard. Outside three for Carlos Johnson. He's heating up. Shadow Mountain now a lead of 7. That's their largest lead of the game.
Uh-oh.
Ben Thompson for 3. Off the mark. Slightly off.
If they're going to go for those outside shots, they need to have people rebounding.
Cats in danger here of letting it slip away a little bit. Terrence Johnson grabs the rebounds. They need a basket. Timeout, Matt Johnson. Full timeout. So Matt Johnson knows this, right? You've got 5:42 on the clock. Your team is down by 7, and they need to get a basket. So he's going to draw something up here. Also within that minute span of time, he's going to talk to them about different scenarios and things they need to do to shore things up. Jeff Summers is going to check into the game. And again, he's the leading scorer from the Cats here tonight. So trying to find a way to get Summers back involved in the offense, to get a 3-point opportunity or 2, and to get back into this game here and tighten things up. The later it gets, the tighter it is, the more pressure goes back onto Shadow Mountain. But the Cats need a basket right now. Make no mistake about that.
Yeah. 5:42. The Bobcats need 7 points. They just have to really, oh gosh, not this song.
Yeah, we had some students that did their own version of that. I'm not going to comment on it. It's not worth my energy.
How do you think I feel editing the music? I'm just saying, Miller. An honest opinion.
Give and go. Here's Ben Thompson going up, just off the mark. A little timid going up there. There were some large players on the interior, and he hesitated ever so slightly. Push off there. I can't believe they called a blocking foul there on Burton, because it was a clear push off by Bibby. He had the elbow and the forearm extended, and he was pushing off.
I'm a little confused with that also.
Sean Vassell subbing in for Ben Thompson. Ben's got to get things correct here. Get a swig of water, recollect yourself, and get ready to come out and shoot some 3-pointers. Steal by Terrence in the paint.
They need to make those transition plays. You know, they're giving opportunities for Shadow Mountain to get back and have the opportunity to rebound. When in reality, they need to make a fast break play and fast. Johnson.
Shane got picked. Matt Johnson can't believe it. He's calling for a foul here with the contact. He's giving the referee an earful across the way. And I think he has a legitimate gripe here. There was contact as Shane had the basketball pushed away from him from behind.
Oh, look at the smothering defense. However, they're leaving a guy wide open. Oh, what a play!
Almost there by Shane. And then there's Carlos Johnson with the basket. Well, he's heated up here in the second half. He's got 9 points in the second half, 13 for the game. And is this a foul called against Terrence?
No, I think this is a foul on, I'm not sure.
Oh, Carlos, sorry, Carlos Johnson, sorry. So Carlos is third.
Oh, they need to get rid of that ball. Good job by Summers.
Summers, the basket and a foul. He's got 13 points here. Cats down by 7. 4:35 on the clock. An eternity of time. Summers again from the free throw line. 86, but he misses that one. Everything magnified here as we get down to the final minutes of this ball game with so much on the line. The Bobcats need to stop and they need a basket.
And they need a rebound. That's what they need to do. They've been letting so many rebounds happen. What a swap, but
so quick on the hands is Bibby. It was a pass that was deflected. He got the pass back and went right back up with a rebound and his own baskets. Shane for 3. Short.
You gotta make those shots.
And the Bobcats are outside the arc every time there's a three-point shot. And
Traveling.
And a break for the Bobcat faithful.
That is a break. Cats down 9, 3:53 on the clock.
And
it's really a basket. They need a basket and a stop.
they have 4 minutes. They have plenty of time.
Johnson telling his players to rotate around. He needs some movement here on the perimeter to free up shooters. Terrence for 3, and he connects it.
That's exactly what they needed. Now they're only down by 6 points with 3:40 left.
Terrence has 10 points. There's a push-off. There it is. There it is. Absolutely. That's 4 fouls against Bibby. No doubt about it. Darren Biggs drawing the offensive foul. Absolutely. That's twice we've seen it here. He was fortunate he wasn't called the first time for it, for pushing off with the forearm.
I'm going to be honest here, that was a long overdue call, Jason.
Bobcats down 6 here. 3:30 on the clock. Terrence with the basketball, guarded by Carlos Johnson.
Cienega's got the bonus right now, so they really got to make sure that this opportunity is well done. What a shot. Great job there by Vassell.
Great job by Biggs. They know that he's a high flyer, and the defense attracted to him, and he was able to dish it off to Vassell.
Oh, here we go. Momentum shifts.
Nice pass to Jeff Summers. He was rejected. Vassell with his hands on it, and he lost the basketball. Oh, they're calling a foul here. So close here. The Cats are scrapping their way back into this ball game. They're clawing with it. Vassell with the foul. That's his 3rd.
Oh, look at that foul. Look at the fouls up above us, boys. 8 fouls for Shadow Mountain, 7 for Cienega.
So here's a 1-on-1 opportunity for Hilliard. He's shooting 55% from the stripe. And he connects on the first one. That's his first point here in the second half. He's got 3. He's not here to score points. He's here to play defense and grab rebounds. Connects on both.
Sub-in.
Ben Ashby back on the floor.
Oh, nice job by Burton.
Oh, so on top of everything here.
That was a heart attack play right there.
Cool as a cucumber. A basket and a foul.
And what a great play. Oh, my goodness. Burton with outstanding athleticism. This play, this free throw right here is the most crucial right here in this game.
Well, this is the kid that you want from the free throw line. He's the leader of this team. He's been since day one when he stepped into Cienega High School on the campus in Vail. So Shane connects on the free throw. He's got 12 points, and the Bobcats are just down by 3. They're not going away. Now we see a little half-court trapping.
Burton got a hand on it there. He's playing very, very energetically. He's just trying to get that ball back to Cienega.
He's doing a great job on defense here. Look at his eyes focused on Bibby. He's got the hands checked.
Oh, he lost it.
They
Oh,
got
what
the
a play.
turnover. Timeout, timeout.
I didn't hear the whistle.
Possession here, Shadow Mountain. Matt Johnson was at midcourt.
I completely disagree. I'm sorry, I disagree with that call completely.
So a jump ball and a tie-up, but Shane Burton helped to pick Mike Bibby's pocket, and it was a tie-up with Jeff Summers, who's played terrifically here tonight as a senior. And Summers was all over him on that one. That's Jeff's first personal. 8 team fouls. JJ Rhymes, 59% from the line. Well, there's no need for that kind of, that's the kind of stuff that I hate to hear. There's no need for that. There's a fan from Cienega telling me that he was not very good in kind words.
It was just so random.
He's got 23 points. He's the leading scorer on the floor here tonight. You can't tell him that he sucks because obviously he's a superb talent.
Oh, that's a great break for the Bobcats. Great rebound by Johnson.
Yep, missed both free throws. The pressure is magnified here. It goes both ways. The Cats have been in these pressure situations all season long. They're used to it. Biggs. Summers got tripped. And it's Bibby. And Bibby's out. He's out. He's out of the game. That's his 5th foul. And it's a true foul that was called there. His right leg was extended and he clipped Jeff Summers going around the edge. Nice, boys. You're giving him a 3-point salute as he exits the floor.
Well, I feel like it's appropriate.
Kind of feel like it is too. All right, here comes Harrison Hilliard. Man, Hilliard looks like a college player right now. He's 6'6", is the sophomore, and he's got a little bit of that 90s high fade with the part in the front, which is my era, early 90s hip hop. Big Daddy Kane, Gangstar, Tribe Called Quest, NWA, Eazy-E, then Biggie later. Like, that's my era, boys, but that's the look from the 90s.
Folk.
And it's come back into that mix. Jeff Summers, short on the second one. Look at Darren's effort there, going to the floor. Now, let's see what Shadow Mountain does without their leader, Bibby, on the floor.
Oh, what a tip.
Nearly a turnover there. Biggs putting it all out on the floor. Crashes into the scoring table across the way.
And I think Shadow Mountain's on panic mode right now, as well as the Bobcats, who are just focusing on trying to score. I don't even think they're focusing on scoreboard right now.
High anxiety. Carlos Johnson with the basketball, trying to cool things down. Terrence is guarding him man-to-man, and the switch there is Biggs. Oh, there's an offensive foul.
Oh, the momentum has completely shifted.
And that's 4 fouls against Carlos Johnson.
Oh, no. Shadow Mountain has some trouble now.
They're beginning to wilt here under the bright lights at jobbing.com arena. 1:24 on the clock. Shadow Mountain on top, 59-57. Full timeout taken by Coach Johnson. Well, they're calling it, the AIA, the Arizona Interscholastic Association, is calling this menagerie of games that we have here at the jobbing.com arena February Frenzy. It's alliterative. It's not the easiest kind of thing to get out of your mouth.
Sounds like March Madness.
But this ending has been a frenzied game here, and the action we've seen on this court today has been a frenzy.
I think I'm going to have to stand up, fellas. I don't think I can sit down anymore.
You can stand up. I've got to sit down because at my age, I may just fall over here with all the excitement that's happening here. But you do what makes you feel comfortable, Taka. What a game here today. Cienega, in a day that will live for the ages, bringing it all out here and showing everything and leaving it all out on the floor, giving 100% of effort.
I don't think I can stand up anymore.
Sean Vassell nodding to Jeff Summers. Shane Burton looking over at his mother here to our left. Darren Biggs looking over at his sister. Terrence Johnson at the free throw line. And here's Shane Burton with the basketball. 1:22 on the clock. Let's see what Johnson has drawn up here on the playbook.
I'm going to tell you this right now. They cannot waste time with this ball. They need to score quick and fast and play awesome defense.
Summers outside. Here's Burton with the basketball. Terrence from three. Off the mark. Nobody there rebounding. 1:05 on the clock. And now Cienega has to play defense or foul here. A push off. And there's a timeout here called by Bibby. He's kind of, I wouldn't say yelling at his player, but he's giving him an earful. It's Darian Spotsville, and he's saying, what are you doing? Because Spotsville put himself into a trap, and he tried to break the trap by pushing off with the forearm. It's the same thing that happened to Mike Bibby Jr. when he got his 5th foul in this ball game.
Oh, man. This atmosphere is really tense right now.
So back to the drawing board here. Mike Bibby is calling a play. And it also gives Matt Johnson some time to draw up his play as well. They've got to strategize here and figure out what they're going to do on the defensive end. Cienega has a foul to give, which would put Shadow Mountain on the line for a 1-on-1 opportunity. So potentially, you inbound the basketball, does Shadow Mountain, and then Cienega has to pounce on their worst free throw shooter, whoever's out there on the floor. Hilliard's at 55%, but he's 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Rimes is at 59%, but he's been at the line throughout the evening, although not recently, and now there's more pressure and more scrutiny on him. Spotsville's at 58%, so we're not talking about great free throw shooters out here. And it looks like Carlin Brooks is on the floor. He's a 73% shooter, so he has a better shooting percentage, and that may be why he's out there right now inbounding the basketball. 53 seconds. Oh my goodness. Darren Biggs is called for a foul, and I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. That's his 4th. A 1-on-1 opportunity for Spotsville. So Darian at the line, he's at 58% from the stripe. But that appeared to be a turnover, and it appeared to be clean from my perspective. Of course, I'm subjective because I'm all Cienega. Here's Spotsville. And he bricks it, and Sean comes up with the rebound. And Shane's got the basketball. And there are 45 seconds on the clock.
Oh, man, fellas, this is exactly what we need to watch. If you're watching this at home, don't go away. This is going to be great.
Oh, no.
A travel.
They called Shane for a traveling violation. Cats have to be resilient here. Stay mentally focused, mentally tough. Ben Thompson back in the game. He's there to shoot threes. Breaking the press here, it's Carlin Brooks.
Uh-oh. Bobcats have to be careful here. They're going to have to force the shot.
Oh, turnover nearly. Tariq Shaka with the basketball. And now it's Carlos Johnson. 24 seconds and counting. And now a foul. And Carlos Johnson will go to the free throw line. And Carlos Johnson shoots 70%. And he hasn't been there in a while. He's got 2 shots here from the line on a shooting foul. .6 on the clock. Carlos makes the first one. 3-point lead. Harrison Hilliard back on the floor for rebounding purposes and also for defense. Shot blocking and shot altering. Big free throw here for Johnson. If he misses, the Cats have a chance for a 3. And he makes the second one.
The Cats just have to score really quick, and then they're going to have to, play great defense.
David Rauer subs in for the Cats. He's also out there to shoot three-pointers. So you've got your three-point lineup out there. It's Biggs and Summers, Johnson, Rauer, and Burton with the basketball. 20 seconds and counting. Cats have to move quickly here to get something on the board. Terrence contested, off the mark. Rebounded by Spotsville. Fouled by Summers. 11 seconds. There's still time here. I know it seems far-fetched, but the Cats down by 4 with 11.7 seconds on the clock. It's a long shot, but it's still a shot.
They just have to score quick.
Spotsville, 58%. This is a double bonus now. They're in the double bonus, so he gets 2 shots. He makes the first one. Lead is now 5. Cats have a chance here. On a miss, they're gonna have to move quickly to get a 3. Misses the second one. Darren with the basketball. They've got to go, go, go. Got to go, go, go. Darren Biggs for 3. Yes!
They're gonna have to call a timeout.
Yes! Timeout taken. 5 seconds on the clock. Cats down by 2. The hope is alive. Darren Biggs very quickly drawing down the floor. Pulls up for the 3,
Man,
and he drains it.
This is why we signed up for this job, boys.
Oh, man. Man, this
That's why we're here.
tension. So much tension in the air right now.
Well, Bobcats now drawing something up defensively. They're also thinking ahead into their next opportunity. But everything's going to be predicated on their defense here to try to get a turnover or potentially a quick foul. If you foul the right guy and he either makes one, because now we're in double bonus opportunity, so both teams in the double bonus, they'll both have 2 free throws if there's a foul that's committed. So 2-point lead for Shadow Mountain, clinging to that 2-point lead. And the Bobcats resilient here, never quitting, never stopping with the intensity, the focus, and the energy and the efforts. They have to get a turnover, and then they can make something happen from there. The tension is palpable on both sides. Shadow Mountain feeling like they have it. Cienega believing that they can take it. Ashby on the inbound pass. Cats going man to man.
Whoa, whoa, wait, what's going on here?
There's a clock issue right now, and the clock showing 0.5. Got to tell you, the scoreboard operator is the most high-intensity job that's here. Now we have 5 seconds on the clock. 5 seconds on the clock. And they're ramping like techno music here for some reason.
And they still have 0.5.
As if this game needs any more energy or artificial infusion of energy added to it. The tension of the moment is enough here to keep things like under wraps. I mean, there's so much pressure, so much intensity just with the scenario that we're looking at here. The Matadors clinging to a 2-point lead on a crucial inbound play here with 5 ticks of the clock left.
Now they're saying 57 seconds.
The scoreboard operator is all over the map. Fans just looking confusedly and bemused. There wasn't music here the whole night, now they're playing music at the end.
Why are they playing the Addams Family?
Curiouser and curiouser, to quote Lewis Carroll. Cats in a big defensive stand here. Carlos basketball fouled quickly by Vassell. 0.5 seconds elapsed off the clock. Johnson went down hard, did Carlos.
Bobcats foul number 15, Sean Boston, his 4. Carlos Johnson to the shot free throw line.
Sean Vassell has 4 fouls against him. David Rauer getting set to check in. Carlos Johnson at the line. And he drains that free throw. He's been in an absolute zone here in the second half, both from the field and at the line. If he misses, the Cats will have to fly to get a three-pointer off. And he misses it. Darren with the basketball.
Oh, here we go.
3 seconds, 2 seconds. Darren big for three. Off the mark.
And a close game here, and a hard-fought battle by the Cienega Bobcats. Wow, outstanding game here. Bobcats had a hard game, but unfortunately they couldn't pull it off. Close game, as Shadow Mountain will be advancing to the state championship.
So much to be proud of here for the Cienega Bobcat team, giving it everything, giving Shadow Mountain everything they could handle and more. Shadow Mountain escaping with a 63-60 victory, and they will play for the state title game against Flagstaff Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. For these Bobcats from Cienega High School, it's not how they expected it to end. It's not how they thought it would end. And you have to give them all the credit in the world for everything that they've accomplished over the course of this season, and also for everything they accomplished in this basketball game here tonight. In a game that they were underdogs, quite frankly, despite being the number 3 or the number 4 seed, playing against the 8 seed, this team came out here and battled second by second, possession by possession, down to the wire with a chance to tie this basketball game on a prayer of a three-point shot. And you have to give all the credit in the world to Matt Johnson and his team, in particular the seniors. Ben Thompson, David Rower, Shane Burton, Sean Bassel, Jeff Summers, Adrian Valenzuela, those seniors that came out here and played the basketball game tonight and gave it everything they have. I can't tell you how proud I am of this boys team coming out here and representing Cienega High School on the biggest of stages against the most athletic team that you could ever dream about playing against. Art, you called it earlier, it's a dream team that Shadow Mountain has here. They're coached by a national champion, a great basketball player, one of the University of Arizona's all-time great players, an NBA All-Star. They have that going for them. They have size and athleticism going up and down the floor. I have to give credit to J.J. Rhymes and Carlos Johnson and Michael Bibby from Shadow Mountain for doing their thing. But we were looking at a stacked deck here that the Bobcats face tonight, and they matched them possession by possession to the very last second, the very last fraction of a second in this ball game here today.
Wow, what a game. What a game.
Something that nobody will ever forget, a day that Cienega High School can be proud of forever, that will never be forgotten. What happened here today on this court with the girls earlier today victorious, and the boys here today, you can be destroyed but not defeated. Jim Harbaugh, that was his quote as his 49ers lost to the Seahawks. Ernest Hemingway wrote the line in The Old Man and the Sea. You can be destroyed but not defeated. This team is not defeated out here today. I refuse to say that they were defeated because they weren't. They proved in every possible way, in every facet of the game, that they are champions in every sense of the word. So kudos to them, congratulations to them, and I couldn't be more proud of the Cienega Bobcat basketball team here today. Any last thoughts, boys, before we sign this broadcast off?
Let's state next year, huh?
What I have to say is the guys' team did amazing. They have no rights. They don't have any reason to put their heads down. You know, initially they were down by a lot, and they were going against a team that, you know, by numbers was better than them. But you know what? They came together, and they had an outstanding game where they put it together. It's just one shot and a few missed calls by the refs that was key to, you know, their loss. But you know what? They have no reason to be ashamed of themselves. They did outstanding.
That's true. There was some spotty officiating at different points in time. But, you know, again, I'll say it one more time here, that Shane Burton, the job that he has done with this team for 4 years, and to watch him to develop and mature not as a basketball player, but as a leader on the floor has, to me, been the most impressive thing. And I've talked to him extensively this season and really gotten a better understanding about who he is as a person and as an individual. Very humble, very self-deprecating, a leader in all aspects, always looking to involve his teammates on the floor, but also not afraid of the big moments. And everything that he's done in his high school career, kudos to him for just meritorious service for Cienega High School basketball. And then also to his mother, the most ardent fan that I've ever seen at any sporting event. Every single basketball game that her son played, she was there cheering and rooting until her vocal cords could not withstand the strain that she put on them by yelling and encouraging, always positively, always believing. So to Shane and his family, congratulations to you for all the things that you've done for this program. Ben Thompson and David Rower, a pair of seniors, Sean Vassell, Adrian Valenzuela, and Jeff Summers, all that those kids have done here. And then the underclassmen like Darren Biggs and Terrence Johnson, who can come back next year and will have another shot at going to the state title game. Franco Trujillo was huge here today as well in limited minutes offensively and with rebounds. So to you boys from Cienega High School, this is a direct appeal to you and to your coach, Matt Johnson. Congratulations on everything that you've done out here. And I am in awe of the effort that you put out here and your performance on this big stage and the job that you did battling from the opening tip-off in this game. So to you, I say kudos and well done. And I know it's disappointing for you, but you have nothing to be ashamed of. And conversely, you should be as proud as we are of you and as your school is of you. So thank you for thrilling moments and all the achievements and all the great victories that you've attained over your careers. Congratulations, and thank you so much. I'm going to sign off here for our crew. Camera working tonight. It was Matt Moore up on top from the catbird seat. On the right baseline, it was Alyssa Lubin. On the left baseline, it was Nathan Peterson. Your color commentators, Art Mata and Robert Takafumi Barone. And I'm Jason Miller. We are Bobcat TV. Your director is Cody Losi, and your technical director is Holly McChesney. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you guys for everything that you do. And I'm just looking forward to you going on to bigger and better things for you, Taka, as the seniors. And then I'm looking forward to another great year with my juniors that are going to be seniors like you are going into next year, and Cody going next year. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you kids. And you asked me if I'd adopt you. Yeah, I would totally adopt you.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. So I'm going to sign off here with a shout out to Jostens, the proud sponsor of AIA Sports, provider of AIA State Championship rings, Letterman jackets, class rings, graduation regalia, caps and gowns, high school diplomas, giving back to our communities through educator services and commitment to graduate. C2G, Jostens of Southern Arizona, dream, believe, achieve, play like a champion. And our special thanks going out to Joe and Jen Grossi, your Southern Arizona Jostens representatives, Dr. Tricia Pena, Niemer Hasse, Kelly Haddon, Julia Kaiser, Whitney Holland, our athletic director. Thank you for all of your support. We are Bobcat TV, signing off.
Operation Success, by the way.